Here is another short video about how to use some different materials that you might see. Counting bears are some of my favorite because there's so many different ways to use them. There's some graduated activities. So this one, there's less bears, so you can give the kiddos some bears and they can match just a few on the page. You could do teaching of labeling colors. This one has some more bears, right? So it requires greater scanning skills, but again, you can match the 3D bears on top of the bears. We can label the colors, we can count them. We can, give them names. We can make up stories about them. We can talk about top and bottom and left and right. Then there's also some pattern strips where maybe this is a lot for the kids to look at. Maybe it's overwhelming. We've got some strips here that they can do matching with the bears to put on top. We can label the pattern, label the colors. We can take them and fan them in front of the kids, right? You can take the bears and shake them up and dump them out, which makes some sound and some visuals. There's also some mats that have different scenes behind them. So again, this is easier to look at because it's organized and there's not a background, or it's a plain background. This one has more of a background and a scene. And so again, you can put the 3D bears on top of the 2D bears. We can talk about tall and small and the trees and birds. We can make up a story, again with the colors and counting. You could even have, this happened first, they were all stacked up, and then they found the mountain, right? Make some stories about the images. Some of the other images actually have other bears, right? So we're getting different exemplars. This is a bear, and this is a bear, right? And so we can count the number of counting bears versus the cartoon bears. You can give them names. And then there's more mats as well. So there's so much to do with counting bears. Again, there's the visuals of dropping them, shaking them, and making sounds. We've got some patterns, some strips. We've got more difficult and easier scanning to include with other different mats. We can group the colors together, so put all the red bears together. We can count the number of bears, even outside of using these mats. We can make patterns on our own without matching to anything that then kids can imitate what we're doing. We just label it. We can pretend the bears are running in a race or eating. There's so many things to do with the counting bears that is that purposeful play and helping the kids learn through that intentional activity. And of course, we're making it fun.